In 2013, the National Geographic estimated that the United States alone used 97.4 quadrillion British thermal units, a unit used to measure energy, which is an increase of 2.3 quads over 2012. In layman's terms, we used a lot of energy and electricity. That was just the United States alone. A couple in Idaho, though, has been engineering a concept that they believe, with the proper funding, will be not only a source of renewable energy, but also be able to dramatically cut our dependency on foreign oil and fossil fuels. What's their idea? The basic concept, their idea has been around for a while. Many homes and buildings today use this energy source, which is solar energy. But they take the idea of solar energy to a whole new level. Their concept is, what if we replace all paved motorized roadways with solar collecting panels? And this might seem like a stretch to you guys, but let's take a look at their idea first, and then we'll take a look at the pros and cons of this innovative idea. So first, let's briefly describe what exactly solar roadway is. The creators of Scott and Julie Bersall of Idaho first thought of this idea in their early childhood. While Scott was playing with one of his toys, which was a race car track in which the cars would collect their energy as they ran around the track, they thought to themselves, why can't we apply this to the real world? So their idea is to replace most, if not all, paved roadways with their solar panels. Now, not only would these solar panels be able to collect enough energy to operate themselves, but also be able to collect enough energy to power homes, communities, and maybe down the road, even cities and states. If their idea is fully implemented across the U.S., they hypothesize that they could produce 3 times the amount of energy that the U.S. currently consumes. Also, in their idea, in each of these panels, they would have a series of LED lights that could light up the roadways, much like a runway at an airport. These LED lights could be used to alert cars of unseen dangers ahead, such as accidents and wildlife crossings or children in the street. This is a computer rendering of what streets could look like with these panels in them. You can see the LED lights displaying the crosswalks there, as well as depicting the lanes and the bike paths. Here's another picture of these panels depicting a configuration for a parking lot, a sidewalk, and also a street view of what the street could look like. Now, these LED lights would require a microprocessor so we could program them. Now, what these microprocessors could do with us, with all these panels connected to each other, is essentially create one giant network. So our panels could talk to each other, but also talk to the cars that are traveling across them. And of course, we can't forget their big marketing idea, is that plugging the roads into the main power grids to power houses, communities, cities, and maybe one day states. But currently, this is just a concept idea that's still very early in its development. But if you think about it, it has some great potential. But as with any new idea or with change comes the naysayers. So let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of this new concept. One big thing a lot of people always ask about is, like, what's the cost? The cost of each panel is roughly $7,000, and the plan is to make billions of these to replace the asphalt and concrete in our roads today. On top of that, you add in the additional costs of training crews on installing these panels and also how to maintain them. But although they come with a hefty price tag, the creators of solar roadways believe that their solar panels will recoup their costs in several years, essentially paying for themselves early in their lifespan. Some other people are wondering, if the panels will be durable enough to withstand the everyday wear and tear of highways. Since the plan calls for these panels to be encased in a hardened glass-like structure, they wonder if the glass can hold up to the punishment from semis and cars and motorists alike. If they were damaged during a car accident, what would happen, since we use these panels to control our traffic signals and such? What would happen then? This is the part of the idea that's still, the idea is there, just the technology is not around yet. They're still trying to engineer these glass enclosures right now. There's some of the top engineering schools are working on this, but the plans call for a self-cleaning glass that will be able to keep the surface clear of dirt and grime. Another big question is out there is what about the states that have more inclement weather, such as the states to the northeast? For instance, snow. With the accumulation of snow, how would panels be able to collect the solar energy? Well, the creators thought about this, and they're using technology that's been out for a while. Many of us have a rear defroster for our cars, and they would take this same idea and put those thin strips on the panels themselves, so that way they could the panels could melt the snow and ice, so they would be able to collect the solar rays. And that's just another pro in itself, a roadway that can clear itself of hazards such as snow and ice. We wouldn't have the accidents like we do now, the delays such as last winter, the delay that was in Atlanta. I believe the highway was shut down for a couple of days just due to 2 or 3 inches of snow. Also, the cost benefit there of not having to salt the roadways as much. But like I said, it's a new idea and concept. So there are plenty of kinks and flaws, but with time they can be worked out. But with this new innovative idea, one that's definitely outside the box, I think with the potential benefits that are there with it, this is something that needs some attention. If you guys want more information about it, just type in solar roadways in Google and enjoy the endless possibilities. Thanks.